All right, let's talk about something that so many of us, especially if you're active, know all too well: ligament injuries. We're going to map out the entire recovery journey, from that first awful moment of injury all the way to getting back out there stronger than ever. Let's dive in. Ugh, it's just a terrifying feeling, isn't it? That sudden twist or that pop where you just know something gave way. It can derail everything, from your daily routine to your biggest athletic goals. If that sounds even remotely familiar, well, you're in the right place. So here's our game plan. First, we'll break down what a ligament injury actually is. Then, we'll cover the really important signs that tell you it's time to get some professional help. From there, we'll get into the good stuff, the rehabilitation blueprint, and we'll wrap it all up with the ultimate goal: getting back to your life with total confidence. Okay, so first things first. To really wrap your head around the injury, you've got to understand the part of the body that's actually hurt. So let's talk about your body's super important stabilizers. I want you to think of your ligaments like these incredibly smart, tough ropes that hold your skeleton together. They're this flexible tissue connecting bone to bone, and their job is, well, it's absolutely critical. They keep our joints stable and control our movement, basically stopping them from bending in ways they were never, ever meant to. So how do these vital tissues get damaged? It usually happens when they get pushed way beyond their limit. You know what I'm talking about. Those sudden, sharp pivots on the field, a direct hit to the knee, an awkward twist when you land, or even just overloading the joint with too much force. Any of these can lead to a sprain or even a full-blown tear. And this is exactly why we're talking about this. Just ignoring a ligament injury or hoping the pain goes away on its own, that's a really risky game. Without a proper, structured rehab plan, you're looking at a much higher risk of long-term issues like an unstable joint, chronic pain, or worse, injuring it all over again. The key takeaway? You have to be proactive about this. Which leads us to a really important question. How do you know when it's time to stop waiting and actually get some professional help? Let's go over the key warning signs to look out for. What's really interesting here is that the warning signs go way beyond just pain. Think about these things. Does your knee feel unstable, almost like it's going to give way? Is there swelling or pain that just lingers after you've twisted it? Is it hard to run or jump or change direction? And this one is huge. How's your confidence? If you feel hesitant or nervous during an activity, that's a massive sign. Any of these are a clear signal that it's time for a professional to take a look. Okay, so you've identified that there's a problem. So what does the solution actually look like? Let's jump into the rehabilitation blueprint and see how a structured, step-by-step approach gets you back on track. Now, this isn't just a random list of exercises. A proper physio program is a really logical progression. It always starts with a deep dive assessment to figure out exactly what's wrong. Then, the first goal is to manage that initial swelling and just get some basic movement back. From there, you build up with targeted strengthening. Then you level up with advanced balance and control training. The final piece of the puzzle is getting you ready for your specific sport or activity with drills that mimic what you'll actually be doing. And this, right here, is such a powerful concept in modern rehab. It's not about waiting a certain number of weeks. Your recovery is not a calendar. It's about what your body can do. For example, can you do a single leg hop with perfect control and without any pain? That's a functional milestone. Hitting these specific targets is what tells you it's safe and effective to move to the next stage. And all of this leads to the final and most important phase of recovery. Because the goal isn't just to be pain-free, it's to come back feeling strong and, just as importantly, feeling confident. Let's be crystal clear about the difference here. Just getting pain relief, that's only looking at the symptom. A full functional return, which is the goal of great physiotherapy, goes so much deeper. It focuses on rebuilding the entire system, making sure the joint is stable, improving the quality of your movement, and actively working to prevent this from happening again. So, to sum it all up, a full recovery is this connected system. You have to restore the joint's physical stability, you've got to rebuild your mental confidence to move without fear, and you have to re-educate your muscles so they can protect you from future injury. It's all about creating a stronger, more resilient you. All right, let's do a quick fire round on a few questions we get all the time. First up, the big one everyone's thinking about: is surgery always necessary? And the answer is yes. They absolutely can heal without it. It really depends on the severity and what you need your body to do, but a lot of injuries can be managed incredibly well with just a dedicated physiotherapy program. Okay, next up, the big question about time.
How long is this all going to take?
Well, just like we talked about with those milestones, it really does vary. There's no magic number. But for the best, most lasting result, you should expect a structured rehab program to be an investment of several months. And finally, maybe the most important question of all, can all this work actually stop it from happening again? Absolutely, 100%. This is one of the biggest benefits. All that strengthening, the balance training, the movement education, they all work together to build a smarter, more resilient joint that is way less likely to get injured in the same way again. So, the most crucial thing to take away from all this is that recovery is a journey that's guided by what you can do, not just by dates on a calendar. It's an active process of rebuilding. So the real question is, are you ready to take that first step, not just towards healing, but towards returning with complete and total confidence in your body?